Hello everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Cosolix. I am live on Twitch. If you want to be part of future videos and be live, join the Discord or check out twitch.tv/Cosolix. Today we are ranking every crossover in Brawlhalla. So we're not going to be ranking the crossover characters, but the crossovers in general. So like the Shovel Knight crossover or like the Street Fighter, and then we're going to rank it on a tier list. I couldn't find one on Tier Maker, so we're just kind of threw it together myself. By the way, guys, if you enjoy this type of stuff, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, comment for more. Now let's get right into this. Okay, so the first crossover that we got to go over is like Shovel Knight. Okay, where do we put the Shovel Knight crossover? I think it was kind of a mid crossover because there's one of the first. There wasn't really much to it. I'm just putting it at like B. I don't know, we can like order around the tier list after. I would just set that in B for now. It's kind of like a whatever crossover. Then next we have the Rayman crossover. I would put the Rayman crossover like a little bit higher, but also B. Like, I don't know, it wasn't like super duper hype. There's like not much to it. I don't know, I would put it like that for now. We can kind of shift it around after. Next was Hellboy. This is actually kind of a cool crossover just because of it was like the first time there were a lot of skins that brought us the APOC map. It brought us the Horde game mode, which is actually pretty fire. The Hellboy crossover, I actually think is A tier. It brought us APOC, which is like a really popular tournament map, and Horde and whatnot. And actually, the skins have aged pretty well over time. People still use Grugok. People use Nimue. The Hellboy and Daimyo, not as much, but they're still pretty cool. Okay, Adventure Time. This is like the first crossover. I'm just gonna like probably throw into S, just because of like, at the time, how much it stood out was like just super crazy cool. I'm just putting Adventure Time in S. I think crossovers are super like relative to the time, and like seeing the crossover get announced at like E3 and whatnot, and like how hype it was when people were watching it, and like how much it stood out at the time, it was like crazy. That's just my opinion. Okay, next we have WWE 1. This is actually kind of sick too, because it brought John Cena and Xavier Woods and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson like all at once. I gotta give this one credit. I'm gonna put this one S as well. I think this is like a super solid crossover, especially just because John Cena is so like funny. Just that like 2019 year of crossovers, like it stood out really well, and like John Cena and The Rock in one was really cool. The second variant of it though, with the Undertaker and Macho Man, I gotta put that as like B or C, maybe like C tier. I think the skins are cool. Other than that, there was like nothing to it. I'm just gonna throw this one in C. Only reason it's not D is because the skins are pretty cool. Undertaker is like the Undertaker. Next we have Steven Universe. This is a cool crossover, but it like just didn't stand out as much as like Adventure Time to me. It brought in like an awful 2s map. Still was like really bad. Some of the skins are cool, so I'll just like put it as B. I don't know. What is next? Lara Croft. Okay, this was like the worst crossover ever. There was nothing to this crossover. It was one skin. There's nothing there. D. It was just one skin with nothing else. And like one map. No. This is the worst crossover. I don't even think people remember that she's like in the game sometimes. I forget that she's in the game. I forget about this crossover. It's the worst crossover. Worse than WWE 2. But next we have a good one. Ben 10. Because of Morph and stuff was actually like super sick. Ben 10 was like an S tier crossover. Like on the same scales like Adventure Time and WWE 1. Like it was super fun when it came out because of Morph. The skins were sick. Overall animation, everything. Ben 10 was sick. Brought in some decent maps too. Next, The Walking Dead. This is a trash crossover. The Walking Dead was fine, but it was pretty mid. I don't know. I'm going to put it on like B. The only thing carrying the Hellboy crossover was just because of APOC and Horde for me. That's why I'm keeping Hellboy in A, especially for like at the time. I think if you're like comparing them objectively, Hellboy should be B. And you could probably move one of these out of S. But just for like at the time, Hellboy was like sick because it was one of the first. Okay, Kung Fu Panda. We might need to do like an S+ here. We're gonna make an S+ tier, guys. There we go. Okay, now we have a God tier. Kung Fu Panda is God tier, guys. This is just the best crossover right now. Like one of the best. I don't know. It's just one step above the others. Everything about this was like perfect and hype and just crazy. That's just my opinion. Yeah, Kung Fu Panda is crazy. What's next? Then we have TMNT. Okay, this is actually like It was cool, but like the map was super underwhelming. That map is so disgusting to look at. The map, just the background alone. It's cool. The art is cool, but man, like, it just could have been more. It could have been cooler. I'm just gonna put this in like, I'll put this in A. The skins are cool. Don't get me wrong, but I just gotta put this bottom of A. It's not on like this level of like mid, and it's not the same thing over again, and it's not one skin. So yeah. The next Street Fighter, the Street Fighter crossover is sick. You have a really cool map in ones, all that. The game mode is super fire. This is a really fire crossover, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put this in S. I don't think it's God tier. It didn't make that same God tier impact, but it's definitely S. That's just my opinion. Was there Street Fighter 2? I think so. There was definitely Street Fighter 2. I'm not lying. That's why there's so many, right? Yeah. I just kind of forgot. Anything that's like the same thing over again. They're cool skins, but it's the same thing over again. I'm putting it down to C. It's just the same thing. The skins are cool, but it's just the impact. Dude, I even forgot that there was a second one. Again, the skins are cool, but man, no. Okay, G.I. Joe was pretty bad. I don't remember that this is even a crossover other than there's a couple skins in the game. I'm putting this down to Lara Croft tier. I think this is better than Lara Croft, but it's on that same... It's super mid. Then it was this crossover, the Castlevania or something with Simon. I don't even... This crossover is like fine. It's not characters I really care about, so I'm very biased. I'm putting this in B. It's just fine. There's a couple cool things, but it's just fine. Didn't create... That was bad. Simon trash. I don't know. It's fine. Okay, and then the last Airbender crossover is pretty fire. I don't think it has that same impact as like when Kung Fu Panda came out, but it was pretty fire. I'm thinking either S or A. It's kind of too short because of recency bias. I think I'm just gonna put it at the bottom of S, like here. That's just my opinion. I would say this is unordered, by the way. Okay, this is just not an ordered tier list. I gotta like make that. If I were to order it, I would put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ahead of Hellboy. I'm just too lazy to order this. I would put Adventure Time at the top, then like Street Fighter and like Last Airbender and Ben 10. Then I'd put John Cena last. This tier, this order doesn't really matter. It's all unordered. I would put the Street Fighter 2 above WWE 2, and then I put G.I. Joe above Lara Croft, if this is ordered. But this is my opinion on crossovers so far in Brawlhalla. I think that's all of them. Forgot Ivor? Assassin's Creed crossover? Oh, I'm stupid. One more. I forgot because it's kind of like the Rayman crossover. I guess it's just Ivor that they brought from Assassin's Creed, other than obviously him himself. I don't know, it's fine. I think it's like the Rayman crossover. I think the character is cool, but I don't think it like brought that much to the table. I think it's like that. This is my opinion. Best individual crossover skin, personally, I think it's a Luke. Skins are different than this. This is just the crossovers. Best crossover skin, in my opinion, well, I like Macho Man, obviously, but I'm very biased. I think The Rock is pretty hilarious. Jake is a super solid skin. Same with Finn. Like, they're just crazy. Black Knight is really cool, especially from Stingray, what he did with it. Spectre Knight's really cool. John Cena's kind of crazy. Stevani's pretty cool. Even Garnet's pretty cool. Tai Lung is a crazy skin. Also, Luke is a really crazy skin. Akuma's pretty crazy. Dollism is broken. Guys, that's my opinion. Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Boo-doo. Peace.